Welcome to episode 46 of the Animorphs read-along broadcast. Today we are talking about book number 40, The Other. I feel really conflicted about this book. I did not like it, but I also didn't hate it. Marco is watching TV and he sees a videotape of an Andalite on the show. So there's more Andalites on Earth, which is a funny card to play so soon after book 38. This book focuses on investigating these two Andalites, Gaffinolin and Mertil, who are on the dome ship that crashed back when Axe and Elfangor came to Earth and have been living here discreetly ever since. Eventually, after much ado, they discover that Visser 3 captured Mertil after he saw this video. That Mertil is a V-Cole, someone who is disabled, and Gaffinolin is terminally ill. The Yeerks honestly don't really want either of them for host bodies, so Gaffinolin has made a deal with Visser 3 to trade an Andalite for Mertil. He wants to free his friend. After all of this comes out, the Animorphs work with Gaffinolin to rescue Mertil, and it's all happily ever after. And even though it seems a little soon to bring Andalites back into the mix, Andalites are always interesting, and I was certainly intrigued by Gaffinolin and Mertil, especially with the whole subtext going on. I mean, there's a lot of discussion in the fandom over whether these two were a couple, and so yeah, I was like, okay, I want to find out what happens next. The flaws in this book are similar to the flaws in a lot of the ghostwritten books. This writer did not have a good handle on the characters, and this book, for being a Marco book, was just not funny. In fact, none of the recent books have succeeded in being funny. You can tell that there's an attempt to be witty or humorous, but they haven't been successful in a while. And this is from a series that has consistently made me laugh out loud in the past. I feel like I'm obsessed with talking about the character writing and how the ghostwriters fail to do a good job with it, and I don't want to beat this horse to death. But good character writing is what makes this series great, and so when I see bad character writing, I'm just kind of like, meh. And this book is chock full of these tiny, subtle moments where you're like, I don't think that character would normally act like that. The sort of PSA in this book is, let's not demean or demoralize people with disabilities. Let's treat them with humanity and respect, and it's a good message if a little heavy-handed. But Axe is very, very harsh when he talks about Mertil, and he just calls him the big Cole, and he's like, how could Gaffinolin show this guy compassion or respect? Because that's just not what Andalites do. It's a very harsh culture, and being disabled in this way is very dishonorable. There's this one kind of strange moment where they're talking about this. Marco says, okay, Axeman, I've been cutting you slack on this handicap thing because you're part of the team. But when you talk like that, like this guy is some kind of dirty, worthless thing, I have to say you're just not one of us. I do not and have never pretended to be human, Axe stated. It's a pretty harsh little exchange, and once again, I just don't see Marco really being the one who would take this personally and who would get all up in arms about this. Maybe Cassie, maybe Tobias, but I'm nitpicking and I'll stop. There's a couple times in this book where Marco mentions Tobias being kind of moody or weird lately. I thought it was odd that those were just thrown out there with really no explanation or contemplation by Marco. Guessing this is supposed to be in reference to book 33. I kind of was expecting to see more fallout from book 33 in terms of Tobias, maybe being a little freaked out from what happened. And there really hasn't been all that much. There was some mention of it in 37, but it was so poorly handled. I get that Axe is from Andalite culture and the whole Vicole thing, but he was being super harsh, and Tobias is clearly kind of getting flustered by these conversations, and he finally goes, okay, I'm getting a complex over here. I'm a Nothlit, a freak, whatever. My best friend is an alien with blue fur. My girlfriend is human when she is an Animorph. How about we don't talk about normal anymore, or average, or natural, please? I enjoyed that outburst, even though it happened in response to this little exchange. What is normal anyway? Cassie asked rhetorically. The norm, the standard, the average, I said. Are these people standing around in the woods going, what is normal anyway? These are the things that drive me crazy. But yeah, this book was okay. I really enjoyed the Gaffinolin Mertil storyline, but to reiterate, the ghostwriter did not have a good grasp on the characters, and it's just impossible for me to really enjoy a book when I'm constantly going, Marco wouldn't do that, or Rachel wouldn't say that. So I spend too much time micro-analyzing these characters' actions. But yes, those are all my thoughts about book number 40, The Other. The next book is Megamorphs number 4, Back to Before. If you want to keep up with this read-along, subscribe to this channel or follow me on Twitter. Once again, I will hopefully be posting on Thursday, but if I don't, it's because I just moved to England and my life is in shambles.